Good evening everyone. In this particular video, we will be discussing regarding the next chapter, the new chapter, that is the 8th chapter in your syllabus. It is called as the function overloading. In this particular chapter, we will be discussing regarding 3 topics. One is function overloading, the second one is the inline function, and the third thing is the friend function. Now, firstly, let us discuss regarding the first topic of this particular chapter, that is called as the function overloading. Now basically let us know what exactly is function overloading, and let us see the definition, and let us see how to write the different programs. So now in this video I will teach you to write one program based on the function overloading. In our next video I will teach you how to write the other program based on the function overloading. Okay, based on that you can write as many programs as you want. Now, firstly let us know what exactly is function overloading. Function overloading is nothing but 2 or more functions having the same name but different number of arguments or different kinds of arguments. That is called as function overloading. So, 2 or more functions having the same name but different number of arguments or different types of arguments. Different types of arguments is known as function overloading. Okay. Now let me take you a general example and let me explain or let me relate that particular example to this particular programming topic. Now what happens is, let us consider in a class there are 2 different students with the same name. Okay. So at that time let us consider there are 2 different students with the same name, that is called as Harish. So whenever there are 2 different students with the same name, what happens is, when I call the student name, there will be a confusion which particular student I am referring to. At that time what you will do is, you will call the student by using his initial or else by using the register number. So even though the name of the student is same, they are differing in their initials or else in the register number. This particular concept you will be using in the programming, that is called as function overloading. So function overloading, it is nothing but 2 or more functions having the same name but they have different number of arguments or different type of arguments is called as function overloading. Okay. So different number of arguments in the sense, let us consider there is a function to add 2 numbers. Okay. So if there is a function to add 2 numbers, we will be passing 2 different arguments. If you want to add 3 different numbers, we will be passing 3 different arguments. Now there are 2 different functions having the same name. Both the functions name are add, but in one case there are 2 arguments, in another case there are 3 arguments. That is 2 or more functions having the same name but different number of arguments is called as function overloading. Different type of arguments, let me see that. So let us consider we want to add 2 integer numbers. So at that time what happens? You will pass integer as an argument. Next, I want to add 2 decimal numbers. At that time what you will do? You will pass 2 floating point numbers as an argument. Now 2 or more functions, in this case there are 2 functions but the arguments is same, number of arguments is same but the type of arguments is different. That is, in the first case both the arguments are integer kind, in the second case both the arguments are float kind. So this is the actual definition of function overloading. What is function overloading in the sense? Two or more functions having the same name but having different number of arguments or different type of arguments is called as function overloading. Now, when you call the function, what happens is the compiler will check what is the kind of argument you are providing to the as an input. Based on that input, what the compiler does is it will decide which particular function needs to be executed. Suppose if you are giving two integer values, what happens is this function gets executed. If you are giving three integer values as an input, what happens is it will execute this particular function. In this particular case, if you are giving the decimal values, what happens is the function will execute, the compiler will execute this particular code, and if you are using or if you are passing two integer values, what happens is it will execute this particular function. So this is the basic ideology of function overloading. Now, in this particular class, let me write a simple program which will be having same number of arguments but different type of arguments. Okay, that is, every program will be having the number of arguments will be same but the type of arguments will be different. So let me write that particular program and let me show you how exactly the program gets executed. So what I will do is I will just write a program that will print a particular value. Hash include iostream.h hash include monio.h. I will create a class overload. The class name is overload. So in this particular program, I will not be declaring any private variables. So I will just go with the public part. Okay. So firstly, what I will do is, in this program, I will define the member function within the class only. So void print. Void print. So I will pass one argument that is called as I. The type of argument is int. Next, what I will do is cout the value is I. So I will return one particular function. This particular function name is print and it is taking integer as an argument. Next, what I will do is I will take another one function void print. The name of the function is same, but I am taking floating variable as an argument, float j. Float j. Next, I will print this particular value, cout the value of j is equal to j. Okay, I am closing this particular function and then I am closing the class. Next, I will go for the main method. So void main. Inside the main function, I will create the object for this particular class, overload O. I will create the object with the name O. Next, by making use of this particular object, I will call the function O dot print of 15, and I will call this particular function O dot print of 7.25, and then get 0. So this is a simple program that explains the concept of function overloading. So the concept is two or more functions having the same name but different type of argument. In this particular session, I will be explaining regarding the different type of argument. In our next class, I will be explaining regarding different number of arguments. Now, what I am doing is, I am creating a class with the name overload. In this, I am creating two different functions. I'm creating two different functions with the same name. You can see over here, the name of the function is print, and here also the name of the function is print. But in the first function, what I am doing is, I am making use of the integer argument. I am making use of the integer argument. In the second function, what I am doing is, I am making use of the float argument. Now, when I execute the particular program, what happens is, I am calling the function o.print of 15. Now, the compiler will execute this particular code. It will execute this particular line, o.print of 15. Now, the compiler will execute this particular code. What it does, it will check. Here, there are two different functions. Because print is the name of the function, there are two different functions. Here also have the function as print, here also have the function as print. Now, it will check for the argument. The argument kind is 15. The value of the argument is 15. 15 is an integer variable. 15 is integer variable. So what happens? It will check for the function which is having integer argument. So what happens? This is the function which is having the integer argument. So what happens is, it will go and it will execute this particular code. So what happens? We will get the value is 15. Next what happens? The compiler will execute this particular code. So what happens? o.print of 7.25. o.print of 7.25 will be executed. Now what happens? Again, the compiler will check which particular code, it will check for the execution. So it will check for the function that is called as print. Again, you have two different functions, print over here. Here also you have print. Now, there are two different functions with the same name, print. So what it does, it will check for the type of argument. The type of argument over here is 7.25. 7.25 is a floating point number. So it will execute the function which is having the floating point variable as an argument. So what happens? The compiler will go over here and it will execute this particular code, and you will get the output, that is the value of j is 7.25. So this is how exactly the compiler executes a program. So the basic ideology over here is, there are two different functions with the same name, but in the one case the function is taking integer as an argument, in the second case it is taking float as an argument. So what happens is, the compiler will identify which particular function is having the integer argument. So whichever is having the integer argument, that particular thing will be executed. When you call the function by passing the floating point as an argument, so what happens is, it will check which particular function is having the floating point variable as an argument. So it will check and it will execute the function which is having the floating point variable as an argument. So this is the basic ideology. See, again I will explain you the thing. So there are two students with the same name, that is called as Arish. So when I just call Arish, what happens is, there will be a confusion between those two students, which particular Arish I am referring to. So nextly what I will do, I will call the student with his initial. Arish, yes, let us consider Arish A. So the first student initial is S and the second student initial is A. So what happens is, when I just call Arish, there will be a confusion between those two students. When I say Arish yes, so what happens is, whichever student is having the initial as an yes, that particular students will respond to my question. If I say Arish A, what happens is, only that particular student refers to my question, or else whatever the question I am asking, they will be responding to me. So that is the concept of function overloading. So function overloading, it is nothing but two or more functions having the same name but different type of arguments or different number of arguments. So in this particular class, I have shown you two or more functions having the same number of arguments but different type of arguments. Here the number of arguments is same but type of arguments is different. In our next class, let us see how exactly to write a program that is consisting of two or more functions having the same name but different number of arguments. Thank you everyone.